What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to well, the first match reaction of the new season, and it's the same old story. 2-2 against Reggiana. Not sure if many people did watch the match. I just got home of a 15-hour drive from Italy, and I started watching the game. Wish I didn't, but I did watch the game. So we're gonna talk about it. Before we get into it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I mean, the result, I don't care. Like preseason games, I don't care about the result ever. It's just about performances and things. Have we improved? Now, it's difficult to improve when the same things are there, and we played the Club World Cup about 2 weeks and a half ago or whatever it is. So not much is going to change over those 2 weeks and a half. Also, because 2 weeks were a break, or 3 weeks and 1 week was training. Um, I'm not expecting many changes, to be honest. And just need to be honest, like the game could have finished 6-3. We missed some very easy chances and etc. So the result doesn't really matter. Another day you win that game 6-3. But it doesn't change anything. About the performance we've seen, because I don't think anyone has an issue with, are we going to score goals? We're going to score goals. That's just going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to score goals unless something horrible goes wrong, and we will struggle with that as well. What's going to cost us on the season is obviously that back line and the lack of quality in front of that back line. It's as simple as that. And I will repeat myself one more time because I've done it the last couple of days. This is not being negative. This is just being realistic. There's a difference between negative and realistic. Being negative is us dominating the league and me complaining about the backline, even when we're dominating the league. That would be being negative. This is realistic. We need to be real with the situation. And the club, the same issues are there. They're clear and obvious. What's also clear is that the club is like, we're not really going to fix that. Then you know what type of season you're going to have. It's just like, you cannot put it in a different way. We played the 13th place team in Serie B last season. They stayed in Serie B by winning 4 games in a row at the end of the season. Otherwise, they would have dropped out. That's a team you're playing. We have defenders. I don't care it's preseason, because I've seen it during the season. I've seen it in meaningful games. Kelly, these players cannot defend. Kalulu makes boneheaded mistakes again today. Bremer, happy he's back. He was a bit rusty, but that's normal. But that's also the danger. He's going to be rusty. So that happens at the back. Kostic, playing for this club in 2025, have some respect for this club and standards, and do not come out and say these players can do a job. They cannot do a job. They're horrible. They're bad players. And you cannot sell anyone. I can accept that. People in the comments like, you're not realistic, you don't understand the situation. I'm not an idiot. I understand we cannot sell anyone, but I'm not gonna come on and praise these guys or act like I've not watched what I watched, or I'm just gonna act, I'm gonna praise these guys and magically they're gonna play better because I praise these guys. That's being deluded. That's just lying to yourself. That's lying to everyone. It makes no sense. Just call it out for what it is. Even though we cannot fix all these things, call it out. Not calling it out, it's not going to make anything better. He's horrible, Kostic. Shouldn't play for the club. Not a preseason game, not a friendly game, not against the next gen. Shouldn't be at the club. Horrible. Adds absolutely nothing. Is that preseason, again, or a meaningful game, which is even worse. We have a squad. These players are going to play meaningful minutes. When games are tied, you bring in these players to change a game. They're not going to change it in a positive way. They're going to change it in a negative way. It's going to happen. It's as simple as that. Kelly, he's bad. He cannot. These players cannot defend. How are you gonna go into a season with players who cannot defend to save their lives? They cannot. They can defend for the level of team that we are right now, scraping top four maybe. For those type of teams, maybe they're good enough. But then you need to add that to it. Rugani comes on. I've warned people. He cannot defend. I mean, every player can have a good game now and then. But remember big games with Rugani. Remember why we moved these players out. Remember why Nice said no thanks. Cagliari said no thanks. Ajax said no thanks. And I need to sit here and be like, they're good enough. They're not, because they're going to play too many games. If we had 3 top center backs in front of Rugani, I can live with it, because you need to have a horrible season for Rugani to come in and play 10, 12 games. But we don't have those top players. We have injury-prone players on top of that. Rugani is going to play a lot of games. Imagine that with Kalulu and Kelly. What are you expecting? This is the reality of this club right now. That's what I'm talking about. They're not good enough. Even on that goal. Oh, it's preseason. I've seen him do that over and over again. Like, he can have a good defensive game, but he has more poor games than not. As Ajax fan, watch a Union game. He got subbed at halftime because he was dreadful. He was getting cooked. This is not Juve. Let's be completely honest. Up front, no issue. Conceição looked good. Jonathan Davis' link-up play looked good. He's not completely sharp. He could have had a hat trick. You know, his finishing wasn't on top today. Okay, one good save from the goalkeeper. I need to give him that. But he looks a bit, you know, laggy. You know, he's built like a unit, so it's not always going to look smooth when he takes a shot. But he will get his goals. He gets in good areas. His links-up play is good. So I have no real issue with that or concern at this moment in time. Nor should that be the concern. Coal miners, dreadful, like absolutely horrible. Tripping over the ball, misplacing passes. Nico Gonzalez, not good enough in my opinion. Again, doesn't really add anything to the team. Like, these are the same things. What do you expect is going to change? Nothing is going to change. These are the same players. Like, we need to be real about it. We're in a situation where, as a club, do you accept you're not going to win this next season? I accept we're not going to win because I'm realistic and we're not good enough. The aim should be to win. We should go into the season being like, okay, we want to win. That I agree on. But realistically speaking, we're not winning. And I think the club knows we're not winning next season. But the aim is to compete and get back to winning ways. As a club, do you watch this? Not just the game, but everything in general. And are you like, you know what? Instead of moving out a player like Miretti and Adzic, we keep him, we try to develop them, and if it doesn't work out, we will see next season. Instead of moving these players out, wasting money, and keeping a player like McKennie on big wages, who was horrible again this today because he was anonymous, he was just hiding, and he doesn't look sharp at all. Are we going to do that again and not win the same way? Or are we going to give the other players a chance, like Adzic, who play well and is a very interesting player, and if it doesn't work out, you haven't won, but you're not going to win if you keep the other players, but at least you know what you have, you move on, you didn't waste money, and you spent that money wisely the following season. When are we going to do that instead of doing the same process over and over and over again? Again, this is not about the result. Could have won that 6-3 on a different day. This is about the performance individually and the things that just keep happening over and over and over again. What we've seen today, performance-wise, is not going to change much, because that's how Tudor wants to play. That's the players we have, and that's what we've seen at the Club World Cup and the last 9 games. It's not a new coach. It's not a complete new squad. It's the same thing. The same things are just going to happen. It's as simple as that. And again, I'll repeat myself because people will come in the comment section and be like, you don't understand. I understand the situation. I'm not an idiot. I know the situation at the club, but we're not even trying to force players out. Yeah, Arthur maybe, and Timothy Weah and Douglas Luiz, because, well, Douglas Luiz said, screw you guys. But players like Kostic and Rugani and Kelly, they should have been told, find a club. Put pressure on these players to leave. You're not going to play. You're not going to play. And in the end, if you fail to sell them, fine. And you don't have the money, fine. But at least you gave it a go. Right now, we're just sitting down and accepting Diallo still at the club. Oh my God, he's horrendous as well. That was brutal to watch. Cambiasso, extremely hot and freezing cold within 2 minutes. You know, so that backline is just going to be the massive issue. And in front of that, if players like Koopmeiners do not perform and Nico Gonzalez stays on and McKennie stays on, what results are you expecting? Because injury is going to happen and we play many games, so the other players are going to play many games. What are you expect that's going to happen differently compared to the previous season? Anyways, in the comments, let me know what you think about the performance, not about the result, because that's whatever the result. Let me know what you think about the performance. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow, daily, and a live show. I will be back with a live show.